Okay, so it seems that we have another update on Filian. Now, if you don't know, obviously we talked about the other day the whole VTuber Awards situation and how it seems like that won't be happening this year at least. Maybe, we might see it next year potentially if Filian can get something going. But it seems like, looking at the website and everything like that, it won't be a thing at the usual time that it's usually scheduled for, right? But it seems like some people have been pretty angry at Filian over another thing that's gone on, which is her thumbnails over on YouTube. Now, this is a post over on Virtual YouTubers, which got pretty popular. And they said, did Filian fire her thumbnail artist? Her latest thumbnail straight up uses AI generated art, which, as you can see here, these are the thumbnails that they bring up. And you can see that it does use AI generated art. Now, I think there's a little bit of added context here to kind of, add some context, right? You guys can see at the top one here, I think this is the one they're referring to in terms of the AI generated art, because this is 100% AI generated. This video is a, if you laugh, you lose kind of type video. And I don't think people understand the real context behind this one thing, because it isn't just one of these things where, Filian is trying to be, one of these people that think that AI is the future and I'm going to use AI in all my thumbnails because it's going to make it look good. No, it's because that this is an ongoing meme at the moment where essentially people use AI to recreate Disney films and stuff to make obviously kind of funny jokes or whatever about either a situation that has gone on or just funny words, including like this. As you can see, I'm not going to say that word, but again, you can kind of tell whenever you say it out loud yourself what it means. And obviously, no is referring to a reindeer or like a deer, right? So again, these are popular kind of trends that have been going around over on kind of YouTube and TikTok lately using AI generated stuff. And again, obviously you can have your own opinions in terms of AI and obviously Filian kind of I guess even further promoting it on her thumbnail, but I do think it's a little bit disingenuous to say that she's using AI just to create her thumbnail itself and to obviously replace all of her thumbnail kind of stuff. Again, if you go down to these other examples here, obviously this one I'm assuming isn't AI, right? This one here obviously is not AI, the quiz. This one I think could potentially be AI. Again, I'm not really sure. Obviously it's like a pink house thing. But again, I still don't think it could just be photoshopped. I'm going to be honest. It doesn't look extremely AI generated to me. But again, maybe it is. You never know. But I think the main one that people are bringing up, especially the fact that they obviously have watched through the video as well, it is the top one. Which again, I think a lot of people need that added context that this is a kind of a trend, I guess, that has been going on that she's obviously using to draw in clicks, right? Because people have been excited by that. Obviously, as you can see here, these are some of her older thumbnails, where essentially, she used to use art and things and used to use kind of people because again, lots of artists, lots of YouTubers have many ways of creating different thumbnails, right? Some people tend to use their model. Obviously, some people tend to do other things. Obviously, me personally, I take models of whoever I'm covering. I put it on the thumbnail, right? But there are some people out there, including like Dog and people like that, who like to actually hire artists to create a thumbnail, which obviously Filian used to do here as well. It seems like, or at least have some kind of artist, addition onto it, which I think, obviously was cool, but it seems like she has switched up her thumbnail style a little bit to kind of better suit maybe the content that she is doing, which to be honest, I don't think is a bad thing. I don't think she has fully switched to AI generated content, right? I think that she is adding a reaction with the VTuber model, which is a normal VTuber model that she's obviously just screenshotted or maybe rigged in, whatever. But again, it's her model reacting to something, and obviously one of them just happens to be an AI generated meme, which again, obviously it does suck for a lot of people, but at the end of the day as well, I don't really care too much about AI generated memes and things. Half the time they aren't even that funny anyways. So again, if you're getting really offended by a lot of the stuff that's been going on, in these specifically in these thumbnails, I think, you know, it's such a non-issue, right? But people saying she posted an announcement for a new YouTube editor a while back. Maybe it's because of that. People saying, I'm pretty sure the original You Laugh You Lose that the latest video is based on had the exact AIR in it. I'm pretty sure this is the AI in question. All the pics of Filian for a while have been various poses and expressions from a model capable of being produced from. Since I have seen her reacts to the coming up in the same You Laugh You Lose, this sounds like clickbait at the worst if the image wasn't in the video. They said, I mean, PSA, if people might not understand what I mean, I'm not dissing Filian, I'm actually showing the material for the thumbnail that actually appears on the screen, so I don't understand what is the problem with OP. And 100%, I'm glad that people are calling this out, because a lot of people maybe have been like very misinformed on what is going on. You can see here during the video, she actually watches the video, right? Obviously it is AI generated, it's made in Sora, and yeah, it seems like she has just used the image of that video and put it as the thumbnail, because I don't know, maybe it's a popular meme at the time. Again, this is a very common thing with the You Laugh You Lose kind of trend stuff, right? They will find a very popular video and then they will go ahead and put it as the thumbnail or whatever of their video, because again, it gets clicks, it gets views. And yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good strategy for Filian going forwards, rather than doing the more artist side, because usually what happens is artist made thumbnails like this and like all the other ones usually work better on some bigger projects, right? For example, like the big made videos, as I said, like C-Dog uses it. Obviously he does these big like produced videos, right? Which it often works much better for that kind of stuff. But whenever you're pumping out like You Laugh You Loses and stuff like that, obviously you're not going to really want to do art for every single one of those. Let's be real, it is, you know, a form of slop content, like a lot of, you know, other stuff as well, right? It is a form of slop content. So again, I think that using artists and stuff for that isn't just going to make a lot of sense. It also just doesn't really fit with the style, right? In terms of like what is going on. So again, because a lot of You Laugh You Lose content is genuinely like reactionary, right? And there is some reactionary stuff using this art, but I just don't think it really makes sense in the case of her thumbnail style and everything like that. And if you take a look at like many other, people who do similar things, like IRL people or other VTubers, right? They also have very similar styles to what Filian is doing compared to this one, which is, yeah, as I said, more for like bigger projects or for like community-based things, which, tends to do really good for those, but again, doesn't do too good for reactionary You Laugh You Lose kind of content, right? People said, I never gelled with her vibe. Filian always gave me the big clip file energy, like her whole channel and her streams, her being as efficient as possible when it comes to getting clips and hot moments, which is why she screams at everything and overreacts to content. I guess these thumbnails, are an extension of that. It's so weird because she's friends with so many really good VTubers, in brackets not Kirsha, obviously, okay bro, but I could never understand her solo streams. I got 700 upvotes, by the way. Again, I think it is more so if you kind of vibe with what she's going, with what she's doing and things. Obviously this person doesn't really like the content, which I think is okay, and I do think that obviously Filian's content can be over the top at times and pretty hard to kind of take in, but I think that some people gel with that, they like that, and they can kind of get on with that. But as I said, some people dislike that, and that's totally fine too. I think the one thing is just not to spread any hate towards her. I think that's whenever it starts to get bad. And you can dislike things, you can not like content like any other kind of content, right? But I think that people trying to hate on her because of that would be pretty weird, right? They said she was funny for about the first 10 clips, and you just realized that she's, if we're being extremely charitable, just dumb as bricks and kind of insensitive / oblivious. She gives big early 2010 smashy ragey gamer vibes, which could be true, but also a lot of people like to watch that kind of content, right? And I think that this thread has essentially become like, instead of like becoming like one of these things where it's trying to have a honest discussion about the thumbnails, it's just kind of devolved to bashing Filian on her content and saying that they don't like it, which I think is pretty crazy considering the original topic of this entire post. But obviously so many other people have been kind of commenting and discussing this. As we said, it's a meme image ripped from Reddit or something. It wasn't specifically generated for this vid. So I think it's from a previous year Laugh You Lose, which, yeah, 100% true. And again, I just kind of wanted to clear that kind of stuff up because, again, I know a lot of misinformation can get spread with that. Many people will go around saying, isn't that Filian person the one that uses AI art? Which obviously, you know, as you know, isn't true really, in the sense of she hasn't generated it for this video. It is just a part of the actual kind of stuff that she's watching, right? And yeah, I mean, people will still try to spread it around, and obviously it will just spread through word of mouth rather than proof. They'll just kind of say, oh yeah, Filian's the one that uses AIR, and you know, you ask for proof and they go, I don't know, I just heard it, right? And that's usually what happens, which I think obviously is pretty crazy. But yeah, just kind of wanted to clear that up because, again, as I said, it will get spread around quite a bit. And I just kind of wanted to, yeah, to clear up the misinformation behind that. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameSubs, use my code CAS to get 10% off. Again, they got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. So, see ya.